Hello YouTube. Today we're going to be discussing a revolving kit I've been working on based off the Maxpedition Fatty Pack. I've worked as an aircraft mechanic since 2013, so I've taken some of my knowledge and what I've learned over the last 7 years in order to make this what my buddy's been calling the MacGyver kit. I'm going to show you some things I've got in it. It's by no means complete. It's going to be a revolving kit. I will be changing and adding things as I go along. Some of these tools were put together pretty cheaply for the most part. I've only got maybe 40 to 50 bucks invested in this right now. And I will definitely be upgrading some of the cheaper tools in here as I go. Start out, we're gonna have this is the SOL emergency blanket. It's one of those pretty thin one. Basically, it's got a bright orange tarp backside with Mylar on the inside. It reflects your body heat and it's waterproof, so it's pretty much here as a cover to lay on the ground or something to signal if you have to work on your car in the middle of the night or something, rather than throwing a flare in the road or something like that. This could be pretty useful. Set that off to the side. I've got my remove before flight patch, mainly because I like it. Working on aircraft for a long time. Don't mind the broken hand footage. That's why I haven't been uploading in a while. On the inside, I've got a 6-inch crescent wrench. This is just a cheap Harbor Freight crescent wrench. Not the best quality, not the worst. I will definitely be upgrading this one over time, but for now, I've tested it out. It does the job, though it does occasionally slip. The reason why I want to replace it is there's no ridges. It's pretty smooth and flat right here on the inside, so it does have a tendency to slip if you're not careful. And the paracord is on there because this is pretty slippery surface, especially in the small version. If you have a 8 or 10 inch or even the 12-inch size crescent wrench, you've really got a nice firm surface to grip. But with this small 6-inch one, it's pretty small, pretty slippery, and easy to drop. And just wrapping the paracord makes it a lot more comfortable. And I've got hundreds and hundreds of feet of this stuff, so if this gets soaked in oils or whatever, easy to replace, not worry about it. And just the amount of comfort it has if you're going to be working with it for a little bit, just great. Set that off to the side as well. Now these are a cheap set from, I believe, Armor All. Made a roadside kit of their own that I picked up at a gas station years ago. And I have actually used these quite a lot and they've held up pretty good. You can see they've got some surface rust on them. I do plan to be replacing these. Knipex has a pair of what they call insulated electrician pliers, which are a pair of needle nose pliers with built-in wire strippers and cutters on them. And they are fully insulated so you don't shock yourself while working with electronics. And it just does a lot more things than just this simple pair of needle nose pliers do, so I will be upgrading to that in the future. I've got a tire pressure gauge. Obviously an important one. Check your tire pressure. Not much else I can say about that one. I've got a Carpenter's style pencil made by Moleskine. Just thick, easy to write with. Take notes. I've got a polarity tester that doubles as a small screwdriver. Good to have. Thought, why not? I've got the Maglite Solitaire with an upgraded LED, and it puts out about 125 lumens. Really consistent, really easy. Doesn't take up a lot of space, and I usually keep a full-size flashlight in my vehicle, so this is just a backup. I have a piece of cardboard with black electrical tape wrapped around it. Now, I seem to have ran out. I was looking around my garage, but I'm going to put some red electric tape around here as well so you can mark positive and negative. Just figured that's a good way to go about it, rather than sticking the whole roll and taking up all the space in this pretty limited space kit. Got 2 6-inch bungee cords, red and blue, just because those were the colors I found first. I've got several different sizes and whatnot, but these are These are great, especially if you need to hold something out of your way. You've got some hoses you gotta move or whatever. I also usually carry zip ties, but I seem to have misplaced them in my garage, but there's plenty of room to throw some zip ties in here. I've got my Spyderco Endura here in the bottom. This was my EDC knife for years and years until I started carrying a small fixed blade with me. After an accident where a lock broke on me on a different knife and nearly took my finger off a couple years ago. I just prefer fixed blade knives. I do still carry this. It is a great backup blade, but typically I don't, especially since the clip broke off years ago, I don't typically carry this anymore on my person. But it's found a happy home in this kit. I've got a 6-inch pair of vice grips in here. Great tool. They're about the only thing that'll get a stripped off bolt head or anything like that, or screw out in the situation demands it, aside from grinding it off. I've got a 3-inch C-clamp, which is great for holding things. You can clamp things down to a surface, and it basically acts like a little vise. You know, I've easily found hundreds of uses for this at work. Holding things together when you're trying to attach them, it's a great piece of gear. It doesn't take up too much space. I've got, also from that Armor All kit that I kept in my car for years, I've got a pair of 45-degree needle nose pliers. These are small, and the main reason they've found their home back in this kit is because they're really great for changing fuses and small things like that inside your car, especially where my smaller fuse box is up underneath the steering wheel. Using a fuse puller or a pair of full-size needle nose pliers can just be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but I find these fit perfectly under there. I'm gonna have a full-size pair of 7-inch diagonal cutters from Knipex as well on the way, and these small cutters behind these needle nose pliers will be replaced when those come in. But currently I only have one pair of cutters in my garage, and I don't want to dedicate them to this kit. In the back here, I have a full set of Allen keys. I've got some heat shrink, I've got a Bic lighter, I've got some paracord, some bank line, some artificial sinew, canvas needle, for my leatherworking kit, and I've got some burned straws holding some Dawn dish soap, because that's great for getting any kind of grease or anything on your hand. I've got an alcohol pad in case you cut yourself, and I've got some, what are they called? Some safety wire, and basically what is a butt wipe, I believe it's called the Gentleman's butt wipe. It's basically 2 little towelettes in a little pack. If you had to take a dump on the side of the road or something, or maybe stop at a gas station, you find there's no toilet paper, you know, something like that, wipe yourself off. It's toilet flushing safe, so you can actually flush it down the toilet, and it's biodegradable, so you can bury it. And I figure it wouldn't hurt to throw in the kit. But that's that. It all fits pretty snugly, and the entire pack can fit in cargo pocket. There are other things I definitely want to add to the pack, but this is what I put together on the first day of having it.